Hey everybody, I'm John from Stigmata Studios. We do a lot of stuff here. We do comics. We've been publishing indie comics for over 10 years, 13 years. We do web comics. We do comic magazines and graphic novels. Do like indie comic books that have to deal with history and the occult and whiskey and violence. We also do produce podcasts. We do a weekly podcast called Red Horse Radio.
And then I can keep it more compressed,
right,
and not have so much change.
So I know I've heard of writers that do just that. Like they'll write something, they'll put it away for a little while, they'll throw it away, and then just the parts that they remember is what goes in.
Right.
Like that's the shit that means something, you know.
There are a few things toward the end that I want to keep, and I'm going to keep some scenes and some parts, and the overall story will stay the same because that's pretty solid now. But a lot of it is going to change. It just wasn't very well written. I've learned so much that the writing was not good.
Is it a well? There's a benefit of a 5-year writing process,
right?
You know, because it took me 3 years to do my first graphic novel.
We do podcasts geared towards the creative person that might still be tied to a cube. If I can help them get through their day, maybe put a smile on their face for a little while, and then try to inspire them, that's what we do. And we also curse a lot.
The thing I want to say is it's cool the way that you walk that up to the horror film or the Hammer films, because the cool thing about the Hammer films is they were like, well, we're going to do all this blood and we're going to do it in color, and we're going to make it cartoony red, and it's going to be super duper creepy.
And they added tits to that.
And there were that's where the tits actually probably come in. Yeah.
Tits came in at that
we
time.
Had like bosoms,
and
cleavage, but this is, you know.
Well, they weren't allowed to.
I'm also a writer of the spoken word, horror writing, words, prose writings dealing with horror or speculative fiction. And I have a ton of miscellaneous art projects all over the place. Zombie portraits, art in general, watercolor paintings, yeah. So we produce a ton of content, and I'm looking to expand my operation a little bit, and so that means I'm reaching out to you guys for a little bit of help. I have tons of different tier sections. They each have some great rewards, so I'm hoping that you guys will find something in there that you like, and will go ahead and throw down with me and help me expand and grow and give more, produce more great stuff. Thank you. I will remember you. Look at this cat. Help me feed him because he's ginormous.